Hi, welcome you all for this video on measurement of gear parameter, that is especially the gear, chordal thickness measurement using or through constant chord method. Regarding the chordal thickness, as we have discussed even in the earlier video, it is the tooth thickness when it is measured along the pitch circle, and when we are considering the radial distance we call it as a chordal thickness. The measurement of the parameter through a constant chord method is being discussed in this video. Further, yeah, in the earlier slide, we had discussed about the chordal thickness measurement with the help of gate tooth vernier calipers. So in that video, in the gate tooth vernier calipers, it has been seen that the chordal thickness and chordal addendum are dependent upon number of teeth depends upon number of teeth. Hence, for measuring a large number of gears for a set, each having different number of teeth, involves more calculations, and also it is a time consuming. So in this, so to overcome this difficulty, the constant chord method is being employed, or this method helps to overcome the limitation of the time consumption and the calculation part. Constant chord method can be defined as a chord joining these points on opposite faces of the tooth, which makes contact with the mating teeth when center of the line of the tooth lies on the line of gear centers. I will repeat. Please note, constant chord is defined as the chord joining these points on opposite faces of the tooth, which makes contact with the mating teeth when the center line of the tooth lies on the line of the gear centers. In simple, the constant chord method, a constant chord of a gear is measured when the gear tooth flank touches the flanks of the basic rack, and the teeth of the rack is measured is are straight and inclined to the center lines at the pressure angles as we can see here. So the distance AB is being measured by considering the pressure angle. By the definition, further, the pitch line of the rack is tangential to the pitch circle of the gear, and by the definition of constant chord, the tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the arc tooth thickness of the gear around, and it's a pitch circle. When we observe the pitch circle, we can understand, especially this point, that the tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the arc tooth thickness of the gear around this pitch circle. Further, now in this case, the gear tooth and the rack space are in contact of the flanks. The chord is constant at this position, irrespective of the gear system meshing with the rack. Further, the measurement of tooth thickness at constant chord is simplified the problem for number of teeth. Yes, because it was the major issue when we are dealing with the gate tooth vernier calipers. Because in the gate tooth vernier calipers, when we are calculating for the this d value, which we have to set it in the vertical scale, it was about n into m divided n into m plus z by sorry n into m of 1 plus n by 2 of minus cos theta by n. So there was a lot of issues there are a lot of terms which are involved, or each term of this d value was involved with the n. When this n is involved, the number of gate tooth increases. Obviously the it becomes more complicated, or when each set is having different number of gate tooths. Example, gate a b c d e f, let me say around 5 to 6 gate tooth. I have to measure its caudal thickness. For each caudal thickness, the caudal thickness of each gear will be different, and for each gear I have to check how I have to count how many number of gate tooth are there on the each gear, and it becomes a tedious and time consuming job, which is completely overcome with the help of this constant chord method. So in this case, if the involute tooth is considered symmetrically in closed mesh with a basic rack form, then it will be observed that regardless of the number of tooth for a given size of tooth or of the same module, the contact always occurs at the points A and B, as we are seen in the last figure, and AB is known as the constant curve. The value of AB and its depth from the tip can be calculated mathematically and then verified by using an instrument. The advantage of constant chord method is that for all number of teeth of same module, value of constant chord is same. That is, in other words, the value of constant chord is constant for all gears of a meshing system. Further, the advantage of the constant chord method is that for all number of gate tooth, the value of constant chord is same. Also, sometimes it acts as a comparator, which, which is more sensitive than the gate tooth vernier calipers. The expression for calculating the T, so that we can measure the width directly. The D we have to derive, that is considering the pitch line of rack which is tangent to the pitch circle of the gear. By referring the figure, we can derive the expression for D, that is the depth, which is can be derived as D is equal to m of 1 minus pi by 4 into cos of pi into sin pi, which gives the depth. And constant chord length can be equal to AB, that is equal to C, which is equal to pi into module, that is m divided by 2 of cos square pi, which gives the theoretical value of the constant chord distance C. Or in the earlier slide we considered that as the W. Okay. Now we will move to the base tangent method, or we call it as also a David Brown tangent comparator method or flange comparator method. This is called a David Brown base tangent method because the comparator used here, we call it as, it was first used by David Brown, which is a comparator which is now known as David Brown comparator. The purpose of the tangent tester is to determine the mean value and the variation in the base tangent length. It is measured between two parallel measuring surfaces tangential to unlike the gate teeth flank. In this method, the span of a convenient number of teeth is being measured with the help of a tangent comparator. And this base tangent method is one of the most commonly used technique for the measurement of gate tooth thickness. In this method, the span of a convenient number of gate teeth is being measured by using a comparator, which we have seen now is called David Brown tangent comparator. This uses a single vernier calipers uh, and it like a single vernier calipers and has therefore some of the advantages over the gate tooth vernier, which uses two vernier scales on a caliper. The measurements do not here depends on two vernier readings and each being function of the other. The another important advantage is that the measurement is not made with an edge of the measuring jaw with the face. Consider a straight generator edge ABC being rolled back and forth along a base circle to find the caudal thickness. Basically, the instrument consists of a fixed anvil and a movable anvil here. And the tangent length can be calculated as d is equal to n into m minus of cos pi of tan pi minus pi or minus pi by 2n plus pi into s by n, where n indicates the number of teeth, m indicates the module, pi indicates the pressure angle, s indicates the number of teeth between the two anvils. The direct values of d are available for various values of n, s and m. This is a micrometer on the moving anvil side, and this has a very limited movement on either sides of the setting. The distance is adjusted by setting the fixed anvil at the desired place by using locking ring and setting tubes. The movable anvil can also be locked by using the slip gauges for setting proper calculated distance. This is achieved like while using this method, the anvils of the comparator are first set to decide length by using slip gauges, and then those slip gauges are then removed and the comparator is set over the required number of gate tooth. By this way, the movable anvil can also be locked by using the slip gauges for setting proper calculate distance. And then the measurement is made approximately at the pitch circle of the gear. The difference between the theoretical dimension as set and the actual reading gives the error in the measurement. Further, the comparator that is a David Brown based tangent comparator gives the measurement of base length PQ in the earlier diagram between the two parallel planes which are tangential to two opposite flanks. And if the comparator has a known backlash allowance, then this amount is subtracted from the calculated value using the equation as length AB is equal to m into z m into n of cos pi of tan pi minus pi plus 2 pi by 2 n plus pi into s by n. Okay. uh, or else this equation, if the backlash allowance is ignored, then actually this d will be equal to n into m of cos pi of tan pi minus pi plus pi by 2 plus s into uh, pi into m into cos pi. So here also the number of teeth over which the measurement is to be made for a particular gear is selected from a gear data handbook. So this is how the measurement of caudal thickness is done by three different methods. In this slide you can see the various types of the the span type of micrometer. Here you can observe one, there is a fixed anvil, and the other one is a movable anvil. Compared to the our micrometer, which we use for regular the distance between 2 points, which is used to measure the distance between 2 points, like example the diameter or the length, the spans are attached at the end of the anvils, and then it facilitates the span to be inserted into the gear and hold the two gear tooth firmly, or the gears between the two spans firmly. That is a major advantage of this David Brown tangent comparator. This diagram or this picture clearly indicates you how the measurement is being made using this type of comparator. The two diagrams are being indicated here. There are many other methods through which the other gear parameters are being defined, which is not in the scope of this video, also not in the scope of the video syllabus, so I have not discussed here. One is about measurement over a roller. It is also one of the most convenient method of checking the tooth thickness and obtaining some information about the accuracy of involute profile. It consists of taking measurement over the rollers placed in opposite tooth spaces. Further, the tooth rack, the outline of the basic tooth rack in mesh with the gate tooth space is being checked, and the tooth rack and roller makes contacts at two different points which are opposite to each other, and a direct measurement by placing two rollers in exactly opposite tooth spaces is possible for gears having given number of tooth. Further, if the gear has odd number of tooth, a radial measurement can be carried out using this type of comparator with rollers placed over a number of teeth. And one more is addendum comparator method. Addendum comparator method is used to measure the gear tooth thickness by comparing the gear addendum with that of basic crack. Further, the comparator jaws have the same angle as the normal pressure angle of the tooth form of the gear, which is to be checked. A steel block corresponding to the rack tooth of the proper diametral pitch is used to set the comparator jaws to proper width, and the dial indicator is set to 0 to obtain a standard addendum. When the gear is checked, a thin tooth will project further into the instrument and dial will read plus. The change in the tooth thickness may be computed as like delta T is equal to 2 times of comparator reading multiplied by tangent of normal pressure angle. So these are the methods through which the caudal thickness is being calculated or determined. As a disclaimer, I hereby declare that I have used different resources from as like textbooks and internet resources in preparing this teaching material. I acknowledge all such sources through this video. Also, I am thankful to all those sources and my colleagues who helped me in preparing this video. So thank for you all for watching this video. Please do give a like, and uh, if have got any queries, please post it or send a mail. I will try to answer those queries. I hope this video will help you to understand the basic working principle of base tangent method and the constant chord method. So thank you all. In the next video, I will discuss on the rolling gate tester or a Parkinson gate tester, which is used to compute the composite errors. So for this video, I will take a break. I'll leave. Thank you all.